Greetings, I'm CodeHeart322 and this is my code review of a new game, Robocraft. What is Robocraft? It is the game which allows you to combine aspects of Minecraft and World of Tanks so that you can build a tank and then play it in a battle. I'll be having a quick look at the sort of general mechanics of this game and the free-to-play microtransaction economics of this game. So first of all, how does this game work? When you first create an account, you'll be given a very basic tier 1 tank to play in. You play it, you earn some tech, you earn some robot points. You then use those points to buy bigger guns, better equipment, build up bigger tanks. So let's have a look at that. Start off with the tech tree. Whenever you earn tech, it will be off the tier the vehicle currently is, and then you can spend that tech on the appropriate tier items. I've played this quite a bit now, so I'm started earning tier 4 tech, and I can go over here and say all wheels. That's going to cost me 30 tech points at tier 4. That's what I've got. Why not? Let's buy this. I can then go to the cube depot and buy tier 4 wheels, and I've got tier 5 wheels. That's the thing I just unlocked, along with hover blades and thrusters. The different things you can get for your vehicle are mobility. You've got wheels which drive you forwards, steering wheels which can be turned and use up slightly more costs to your vehicle building. You've got hover blades to build a hovercraft. You've got thrusters, aerofoils and rudders to allow you to buy planes. You've got helium blocks which reduce the weight of your vehicle. Armor blocks which sort of counteract these what the helium's designed to counteract, because these are quite heavy and armoured and will make up the bulk of your vehicle. Electroplating to defend against energy attacks, and they cover a larger area than a single one of these blocks. You've got guns, you've got SMGs which are rapid fire laser weaponry, good at short range. If you try and rapid fire at long range, you'll miss all the time. The accuracy's good when you're not shooting until you start firing. Railguns are slow firing, they need to be reloaded, unlike SMGs. However, they do insane damage and they're meant to be insanely accurate at long range. If you've got railguns, you actually get a longer sort of view range when targeting. So these are your sniper rifles, your sniper cannons of the game, and you've got plasma launchers, which are your sort of rocket launchers. They are area effect damaging things which shoot slow projectiles in an arc. You've then got utility things like enemy radars. If an enemy is within a certain range of you, they will appear on the mini-map, and on your screen there will be a dot. Even if you don't have line of sight to them, you can see where they are, and so if you're like chasing someone, they go around a corner, you can see if they're carrying on or if they're stopping. You've got radar jammers to counter radars. They do what they says on the tin. You've got alignment rectifiers. If you build a tank and it gets flipped over at some point, or it's been destroyed and some of the stability's not working, you can try and use one of these to get back upright and carry on. And radar receivers which do something. They don't actually really say what they do, and that's because this game's early access. A lot of descriptions on these things need to be polished up, and I'm sure they will be before they go into final release. But yeah, they've got receivers which receive music. I'm guessing if there's music playing nearby, you can pick it up on your radar receiver. That's a radio receiver. Oh, yeah, same thing. I'm gonna get so much flack for that. Yeah, so once you've unlocked stuff via the tech tree, you can start buying it in the cube depot. Once you've bought it in the cube depot, you go to inventory, you choose something, up block, and you place it on your tank. like such. And I've spent ages getting this tank all nice and pretty, and I'm just going to ruin it by adding a top to it. Or you can remove stuff. There's certain things like guns have an area around them you can't put blocks. So this gun is attached to that block there, but I can't put things next to it because obviously they get in the way. So when you're designing stuff and you're putting guns on, you have to be aware of where blocks can and cannot go. Saying that though, you've got different shapes of blocks, and some of these blocks can fit next to a gun, but other ones won't. So if I wanted to, I could actually do that. Once you've done that, you take your tank out into battle. It's normally 15 versus 15 team battles. There's one mode so far in this game, Capture the Flag. I'm sure there's going to be more, which is if you get onto the enemy base, you start capping them. If you stay there long enough, your team wins. Alternatively, you can just destroy the entirety of the enemy team, and you win. And there's a practice mode if you're not sure how your vehicle is going to do and you don't want to risk losing money. You can go into practice. At the end of a battle, if your vehicle is taking damage, you need to repair it, which is something I believe they've recently added, which is why they've got this practice mode in. You're not going to lose anything, but you're not going to gain anything. Most games, if you're competent enough that you do some damage, you will make more robot points than you're spending. Assuming you're able to do that, you're golden. If otherwise, yeah, you can start losing money, especially at higher tiers. I'm led to believe that higher tier games, the cost of repairing your robot can be very extortionate. What else is there to know? Oh, building a tank, there's a couple of things which limit your tank building abilities. In the top left hand corner on this, you will see player level 19. That means I'm level 19 currently. That limits my flop capacity for my tanks. If you see next to that, this tank is using up 377 CPU out of 622. So each component will have a CPU usage. The basic building blocks normally only have like one CPU to them. Guns have a lot more, same with wheels. And so overall you're limited to how big a tank you can build via the CPU limit. If I go to another tank, this is my main tank I've been building. I have maxed out the CPU on this tank. I can't add anything more to it now. I can take bits off and then add bits on again, but at the moment it's at capacity. At the bottom of the screen you'll notice there's tiers and like 10 ranks. There's 10 tiers of vehicle in this. The more you add and the higher tier an item you add, basically each item has a robot value, robot ranking to it. All these rankings add up until you get to the tier of the vehicle. So this vehicle here has just gone over tier 3. It's now ranked as a tier 4 tank. If I go back to my first creation, you notice this is a tier 1 tank. I can't add much more to it without it becoming a tier 2. And as soon as it becomes tier 2, I might as well upgrade it a lot more. I mean, this again is just barely into tier 2 and it's not much better than the first one I've just shown you. I really need to build on this one to get it a decent tier 2. So yeah, that's how you build it. Battles are as you'd expect. You drive around arenas. There's about 5 different styles. Most of them are Mars based. If you notice over here in my sort of garage, it tells me the planet I'm on and what's going on here. The name of my robot, rankings, and a view of the planet. You can look out into space. Go, isn't that pretty? Wonder why deep space is blue. And yeah. So yeah, there is an ice map which I've played on about once or twice, and yes, if you get onto the ice on there you will slide about and it's quite fun. So they've got ideas for different styles of maps. But I mentioned this was a free-to-play game and it has microtransactions. So let's have a look at them. First of all, adding funds. How much does it cost you? It's going to cost you, for £6 you can get 10,000 Galaxy Cash. That's a good amount to get hold of for not much money. To be honest, if you are looking at spending a lot, £12 you get another 5,000 on top of that, and I'm sure if you really wanted to spend a lot of money, these are going to be even more cost efficient. But when I'm looking at games like this, I'm looking at these low values, so I'm going to primarily be looking at a value of £3 for 4,500 Galaxy Cash. What can that Galaxy Cash get you? First off, it can buy you cubes in the cube depot. Each cube has a Galaxy Cash value in addition to the robot points value. So if you want to spend a lot of money, real money, and then buy a lot of cubes rather than waiting for your robot points to save up, you can do. The most expensive parts are going to be these cosmetic things, which are your typical in most free-to-play games now, and maybe in some non-free-to-plays. You can pay to look different and have a bit of cosmetic variety. Vapor trails add an effect of as you move forward you leave vapor behind. Doesn't actually do anything game. You've got a name banner. If you put that on your robot, it will show the robot's name on there. Again, it makes it a nice target. It makes people aware of what they're shooting when they shoot you. And then you've got these country flags. So I have actually bought the UK badge. I like the idea of supporting this game for a bit. Then there's the Gold Dev supporter, for if you want to pay them a large amount of money to say, this is a nice game, I enjoy this, have some free money. So that's what you can get. You can use Galaxy Cash in the depot to buy blocks and buy cosmetic stuff. You can use Galaxy Cash to change tech points into Uber tech points. Now I mentioned you need tech points to various levels to unlock stuff. Uber tech points can be used to unlock anything, including stuff I haven't got any tier 5 techs. However, I could convert some of my tier 1 tech at the cost of 81 Galaxy Cash into Uber tech and then buy that with 9 Uber tech points. I actually got 2 Uber tech at the start because when you start an account you get 100 Galaxy Cash for free. And I went, ooh, what does this do? Upgrade? That sounds good. Not realising this cost here. So yeah, got to be a bit careful of that, I guess, or just look at the screen and pay a bit more attention. But yeah, I've got 2 Uber points and I'm not sure I'm particularly going to want to spend any more Galaxy Cash on that, because that starts to feel like you're paying to win. You're starting to pay money. Whilst I have needed to earn these tech points by playing the game mechanics lock them for progression reasons, that I can't spend my tier 3 tech points on tier 4 stuff unless I spend real money. If there was a way of converting these tech points into Uber tech points or into higher tier tech points without spending cash, I wouldn't have a big issue with it. There would be an in-game way of doing the same thing. It would still be free to play the game, not free pay to progress through the game. As it stands currently, that is not the case. You're paying money to convert to Uber tech to then unlock whatever you want. If I converted all of my tech points, I could unlock most probably tier 8 armor blocks. They may be quite extortionate to buy. I mean, I have quite a bit of robot points saved up now as well, but that's still a way of progressing through the game, which money. There's a difference between accelerating through the game and outright buying upgrades, and that's to an extent buying upgrades, because I've also bought Premium, which gives you 50% more robot points, tech points and bonuses for a period of time, and have an extra person in a platoon. You can set up a platoon and have 2 friends join normally, 1 if you've got Premium, and then whenever you join a game, as soon as everyone's ready and you join a game, you'll all be in the same game on the same side, so you can all play together. And I'm assuming they're going to have, oh yeah, they've got clans. I don't know if clans are actually implemented yet, but yeah, you'll be able to create a clan and have a load of friends join your clan, and then I don't know if they'd have clan battles where your entire clan joins a battle and fights together. And from World of Tanks, I had to join a clan in World of Tanks to get the most out of it. The solo battles isn't as interesting, there's no real strategy behind them. At the moment, this game, the battles are so chaotic, that doesn't really make much of an issue. You're not worrying about sort of spotting and scouting and playing sensible. You're there to have fun, charge about and build Lego tanks. In clan battles, you will then start being able to get the serious side if you then want that as well. And so yeah, Premium gets you a bit of a bonus, and this is a bit over £3 a month. No, not £3. Yeah, it is £3 a month to get the Premium bonus, which is really not much for a sort of subscription. If you want to do shorter day subscriptions, you can do. You can do really long ones if you're really invested in this game. So yeah, that's what Premium can get you. And the last thing, which I have the biggest issue with, I don't have an issue with Premium, I don't have an issue with cosmetic stuff, and even the buying of blocks is not too bad. You still had to unlock them. I have a bit of an issue with the tech tree and the tech points, Uber tech points, you can buy with money. And then they've added tanks, which you can buy for money. And yeah, let's break it down. What are you getting when you buy one of these tanks? You are getting 3 days Premium. Okay, that's nothing special. An extra garage slot for this tank to exist in. That makes sense. 468 flops of CPU. I mentioned that you need a number of flops to build a tank. That's what you're limited to. And as you increase in level, the number of flops you can put into a tank increases. This then goes, well, you're not there yet, so we'll allow you to build, not only use this tank, which requires 468 flops, but other tanks you want to build can use 468 flops. So you've just bought progression again by going, my total flop value has just gone up. It will stay there until you level up past it. So especially if I was to buy this one, I can currently use, what's it, 622. I'll then instantly be able to use 975, but that value won't increase until my level overreaches, gets past it again, until my level allows me to use more than 975. But it still has just allowed me to pay for advancement. I'll also own 6 times tier 3 SMGs and electroplatings and a name banner, that thing down here. I have no problem with the owning part of all of that. Yes, I've just paid I could pay some money for them anyway, that's not an issue. Oh, and they become unlocked. That means that all the technology you would require to have this vehicle, all technology, all the tier 7 technology you require to build this vehicle, you've instantly unlocked, and also all the tiers below it. So if I was to buy that vehicle, I'd have all of this tech unlocked, some of this tech unlocked. Not sort of which line of guns it went down, but a load of that tech unlocked, and some of this unlocked, and a load of movement options unlocked by paying money. And again, with that tech, that's not unlike the CPU part, until you've bought it normally. No, that's an addition. It's like having earned a load of tech points, converted them, and then bought the items. That is something I am wary of. I would actually have on the forum suggested that if they changed it to, I buy this tank, it has its own garage slot. I can't modify this tank if I don't meet its requirements. I can use it, I can play it, I can have fun with it, but, and yeah, I can earn tier 7 tech with this particular vehicle, but I don't have everything related to it unlocked. So I can't build other tanks of tier 5, 6 or 4, whatever else I feel like straight away. I mean, it's almost a case that if I had the right bits, I may be able to build a tier 8 tank based on this, because tier of tank is primarily how many robot ranking points in total is on your vehicle. If I can increase the robot rank of this vehicle, I may be able to push it into a tier 8 game and start earning tier 8 tech. And the fact that by buying this, it's unlocked a load of tech. I don't mind it getting the blocks, and I don't mind if someone's already got the tech unlocked so that they can then start adding to this and taking it apart again and doing whatever the hell they like with it. But the fact that it unlocks, you've just bought a load of tech, you've just upgraded your effective player level massively, so you can start adding things to all of your tanks, not just that one, all of your tanks in all of your garage slots. That's where my issue starts coming about. It is the pay to win ideology really is starting to be seen with that kind of thing, so I'm very wary of that in a game. Beyond that though, the actual gameplay is very fun. I will have another video where I play a few games. I've got the video of me building my basic tank. Where is he? Here. I called him not a number. He was called Robot 3. He was not a number. I'm now going to call him Larry. Meet Larry the tank. So yeah. But that is my code review of Robocraft. Overall, the gameplay is fun. There's balance issues, but it's an early access, so hopefully they'll be fixed. The fact that you can put high tier equipment on low tier tanks can unbalance things a bit, but overall that should sort itself out. The actual battles are fun. You can't take them too seriously, and this is a I'd say this is a promising game, as long as they don't go too far down the pay to win mentality they have started showing. Thanks for watching my review. I hope it's been enjoyable and informative, and I hope to see you again. Goodbye.